What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today, we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. And I tell you what, there is some absolutely huge news we have to talk about. Firstly, talk about the risk of the new signings because Lionel Messi not being able to play in La Liga, Juan Laporta's plan to reduce that wage bill, Illaix Moriba's future at Barcelona looks very, very far away, and we do have some information of how much money he wants to get from Barcelona. And finally, the future of Jandro Orellana as well as Moriba is far, far away from Barcelona. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. First topic we're going to discuss is the new signings and Lionel Messi being at risk of not playing in La Liga next season. Coming in from Samuel Marsden and Malone from ESPN, and they come out saying that Barcelona's drive to reduce the wage bill has hit a significant obstacle as they struggle to make room to register the new signings and Lionel Messi's new contract. The club must reduce their outgoings to ensure they comply with La Liga's spending limits next season. If they can't do that, they risk not being able to register Lionel Messi's new contract or the new signings in Depay, Aguero, Garcia, and Emerson. Barcelona have until the end of the transfer window on August 31st to submit Messi's deal and their new signings to La Liga, but internally they want to get everything resolved before August 15th when they kick off their league season. So the deadline technically on paper is August 31st, which is of course the last day of the month, but Barcelona want to get this all done before August 15th, which is in 2 weeks, because they want everything done before La Liga starts. So that's when the Liga starts on August 15th, but of course the deadline is August 31st. Let's say, for example, we don't get it done on August 15th, we still have another 16 days to get it done, but their goal, the club's board, is to get it done before August 15th. La Liga President Javier Tebas said he will not be, relaxing with the rules for Barcelona, and a failure to get their financials in order could see Messi unable to play until at least January. This also happened to a Getafe player called Pedro Leon back in 2014. Barcelona have failed to agree on a pay cut with Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and Sergi Roberto thus far. Matteo Alemany has spoken with the trio's agents, but none of them have shown any appetite to cut their earnings to help the club yet. Now, we do have some individual, scenarios. Firstly, actually, let's talk about the the cuts of the veterans that they don't want to take. So you see that the last point, Barcelona have failed to agree on cuts with Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and Sergi Roberto thus far. I think we're still in the early stages here. I think Barcelona will get those, those reductions done for those three players. We already know PK 100% has agreed to it. 50%, I think it's more than 50%. So PK, absolute legend, my freaking center back. We still have to wait for Busquets. I think he'll do it 100%. Sergio Roberto, if he's offered a new contract, will do it 100%. But Jordi Alba is a big question mark. I think he'll cause Barcelona some troubles at the beginning. In the end, he will, agree to that wage cut. So we'll wait and see. So again, the deadline for Barcelona on paper is August 31st, but they want to get it done before August the 15th. That's when the first day of La Liga, begins. The first kickoff against Real Sociedad at home, I believe. So let's talk about some individual, cases. First, Antoine Griezmann. Again, same report, ESPN. The quickest way to make those savings is through Antoine Griezmann, but talks for his return to Atletico Madrid have stalled. A swap deal involving Saul was being negotiated, but the clubs cannot agree on the player's evaluation. So the easiest solution for Barcelona is just to get rid of Antoine Griezmann. He will solve so much problems, but he only wants to go to Atletico Madrid. He told Barcelona, look, I'm either staying or going to Atletico. I'm not going to the Premier League. I'm not going to Serie A. I'm not going to Ligue 1. I'm not going to the Bundesliga. It's here or to your direct rivals. And I think that's Antoine Griezmann's tactic of trying to stay at the club. I think Antoine Griezmann had the choice. He would stay, but it's just the wages, man. It's just, the evaluation, like I said to you before, in that swap deal. If Atletico Madrid offered, 20 million or another player, the deal would have got done in under 24 hours. And that's what's holding up this deal. So with Griezmann, I mean, you just have to wait and see with this guy, man. He's on 700K a week. We cannot afford that whatsoever. He just reduced that by more than 50%. You can get the new signings, you can get Messi in, all that sort of stuff. But the big question is, will Antoine agree to that? Now, also in the case of Pjanic and Umtiti, Pjanic and Umtiti have been told they don't have a future at the club. Neither are close to leaving yet. Like Griezmann, Pjanic does not want to take a wage cut, and no club can match his current earnings. Now, what my sources have told me, yes, I do have sources, is that Pjanic 100% wants to leave the club, and he's willing to leave the club. But again, he wants all that money in his contract. On Umtiti, he has asked the club just to do preseason. He said, let me give me one more chance. I've been here since 2016. All I asked for is one more chance. I want to do preseason fully with the Barcelona team. He wants to play, we're going to play later today against Girona, Stuttgart, Real Salzburg, the Juventus game against the Joan Gamper, and the Man City game. He wants to play all those games and get one more chance to impress Ronald Koeman If he does not, he will, make it easy for them to leave the club. But all the top sources in Spain are saying these two players will not be at the club next season, especially, these two, like they can't be. They can't. They don't trust the coach. Doesn't want them. The club doesn't want them. Why stay at the club? You're just gonna waste your career. Now, in the case of Coutinho and Neto, they come out saying before Barcelona don't want to take a big hit on 142 million they spent on Coutinho from Liverpool back in 2018, and the coach Ronald Koeman is reluctant to let go of Neto, with the first choice goalkeeper just taken out injured. So we're looking very, very likely at a Coutinho loan this summer. I think even if we get a good bid, I don't know if Barcelona would accept that or not. On Neto, it is Ronald Koeman stopping that deal. He wants to have a good backup on the bench. He does not want to trust Illaix Moriba for the first month of the season, or maybe the first month and a half. So if a good offer comes in for Neto, we will sell 100%, bring in Jordi Alba. If no offer comes in, he will stay at the club for next season. If you remember, if you've been subscribed to me for a while, my prediction is that he'll leave in January on loan or on a permanent move. Once then, he'll, to be fully back. He'll start to trust Illaix Moriba. And of course, that's when Neto barely gets to play any minutes. And he just wants to play at this point. So swap Jordi Alba for Gaia is a win if possible. I don't think the club would be willing to do that. I don't even think Jordi Alba want to go to Valencia. But I think if that offer was proposed to Valencia, they would accept it. Jose Gaia would accept it. The question is, would Jordi Alba accept that? But back on Coutinho, Neto, I think loan move for Coutinho, 100%, probably to the Premier League near the end of the transfer window. Neto, I think he'll stay and then leave in January. Now, we got to talk about Illaix Moriba, man. I tell you what, the news that's come out about this kid is really, really damaging him, his agent, and his family, and also his Barcelona career. We're going to go through every single report because I think this is a very important topic. We're going to start off with the fact that he was not in the squad for the game yesterday for Barcelona B. The squad that's on the right, he's not there. When the Deportivo came out after the squad list was announced, they came out reporting that neither the first team nor Barcelona B nor any youth team, Illaix Moriba will not play until he renews his contract. The club will not budge. So we heard from before he may go to Juvenile A and play there. Now we're hearing he's not going to play whatsoever. Sign your contract, you can play. Don't sign your contract. No, you're not playing. You're never going to put on the Barcelona shirt in a game ever again. Now, Sport have come out saying that Barcelona and Illaix Moriba are stuck in negotiation due to the player's refusal to accept the club's offer. Big clubs in Europe are ready to double or even triple the player's salary that he earns at Barcelona. So right now he earns $2 million. He earns $2 million per year, guys. That is the biggest contract we've ever given to any player in the grassroots of Barcelona in the history of the club. He makes $2 million a year. $2 million. Oh my God. Barcelona will be ready to sell the player since Illaix does not want to renew his contract this summer, and this is the last one to be able to get some economic profit from the player. His contract expires in the summer of 2022. They also came out saying that Moriba's renewal is still at a standstill without any solution. From Barcelona, they point out that the economic claims of his agent are totally, disgraceful. Barcelona, the player wants to continue at Barcelona and join the preseason as soon as possible. As other reports come out saying the renovation of Illaix Moriba's contract is still stuck. The economic difference is the main obstacle that blocks the renewal. Both parties want to continue at the club. Of course, Moriba wants to stay at the club. The club wants him to continue. A short-term renewal for 1 or 2 years is not an option for the club. The player is not in the first team dynamics, and they end up getting tired of the situation and pressed to renew. Tightening the rope and not renewing has a risk, as the club in the Premier League and Bundesliga are attentive to his situation. Having Gail from AES came out with a big statement saying that Illaix Moriba has the highest salary in the grassroots of football in Barcelona, yet his agents are proving to be very hard to negotiate. If an agreement is not reached, Barcelona will listen to offers for around 30 million euros this summer. Several Premier League clubs are interested. Now, you might be wondering, what's Moriba asking for? Because the club considering to sell him, not letting him play at all. Well, there are reports coming out saying that Illaix Moriba right now earns $2 million per season. We know now it's come from by Sport, the highest earner in La Masia. For his extension, he is demanding 6 million euros per season. That is more than Aguero, Depay, Pedri, Ricky Puig, and Araujo what they make right now. Oh my God. This guy's asking for a 4 million per year raise. Adios. Pack your bags, pal. You're done out here. I mean, are you freaking serious? When I saw that yesterday, my jaw dropped. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this. Like I said yesterday, you have the greatest footballer of all time taking a 50% wage cut to stay at the club that he loves. Yet this random kid who, had some good YouTube highlights, who's played, I'd say, 2 games max, 2 good games in a Barcelona shirt that I've seen in the first team. And he's asking for a 4 million pay rise just because he's, the next Paul Pogba. Jog on, mate. Off you go. Get out of here. 30 million, by the way, for his talent. That's very, very good. We can't even get 30 million for, Pjanic, Coutinho, Umtiti, Firpo all combined. So getting around maybe 20, 30 million for him, I think would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, jog on. You can go. And the problem is, right, is that Barcelona, they don't fear. Barcelona know that every single year this will be the same problem. Because when he was at La Masia, he asked for that 2 million per season. They don't want to give it to you, blah, blah, blah. If you don't give it to me, I'm going to leave. Bartome's like, you know what? Here, take it. Just leave me alone. Every single year, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to ask for 6 million this year. If Barcelona give it to him, next month he's going to ask for 10 million. After that, 14 million. He'll be making 500K a week by the time he's, 24 years old. And this, tell me who's defending him. You cannot defend him. You cannot defend him. Overreacting. You have a kid, 18 years old, who's played 2 good games. I'm not saying they weren't fantastic. They weren't world class. They make my jaw drop. 2 good games in the Barcelona shirt. And he's asking for a 4 million per year pay rise when the club have no freaking money. And he's 18. Give him credit. He has the balls to, go to the club and say, yeah, I know Messi's taking a contract wage cut, but I want to pay a rise. He can go. Barcelona not going to budge. Like I say, here's your contract. Sign it or don't sign it. And it's going to be up to him. He can come every day, niggle and haggle for that extra couple million. Oh, come on, just give me 1 million, I'll stay. 1 extra million, I'll stay. Barcelona, Juan Laporta will stay firm. Here's your contract. Take it or leave it. That's going to be it. And I honestly, at the moment, do not think he will continue at the club. I think we will sell him in the summer. The question now for me is how much we're going to get, because 6 million, this guy wants to make more than El Kun Aguero, Memphis Depay, Pedri, who's probably been our best midfielder and one of the best midfielders in the world, Riqui Puig, and Ronald Araujo. Now, those 3 players, Pedri, Riqui Puig, Araujo, I've seen them put in world-class performances. I think, make my jaw drop with their performances. I've not seen that with Moriba, and he wants to get paid more than them. You can tell he's going to be like a Paul Pogba figure. He just wants to have his face for the advertisements, with the Adidas, boots around his neck, yeah. I'm not about that life. So you can jog on, contract on the table. You can take it or leave it, bro. That's all I got to say. Now, one player who has left Barcelona B and has not signed a contract, has been out of contract for 24 days now, is Jandro Orellana. He's one of the, most touted youngsters in the Barcelona B setup. He's supposed to be the heir to Busquets in that CDM position alongside Nico Gonzalez as well in Barcelona B. And now we're hearing reports that it's been 24 days now. He's been out of contract as well as Oriol Busquets as well. He's not a Barcelona B player at the moment. And we've had no news about his contract renewal. And now we have some news coming in from Alberto Roque. He's come out saying that Jandro Orellana want to continue and accepted to reduce his wages at the club, but everything has cooled as the club did not consider him a priority. And by not seeing him in the first team, the fact was key for Jandro Orellana to doubt. This fact was key for Jandro Orellana to doubt his continuation. Jandro Orellana, who was training with a personal trainer on a daily basis, will decide his future in the coming weeks. Barcelona's door is not closed, but everything indicates that he will not have a start of a new adventure outside of Barcelona. So with Orellana, the situation is that Barcelona did not prioritize his renewal. They gave him a contract back in near the end of July when his contract would expire. He has not accepted that or declined that quite yet. The offer is still on the table. He's thinking about it, and Barcelona, not going to push it. Don't really care. Take that offer. You can stay. If not, you can move on. We don't really care. And that's giving Orellana some doubts about his Barcelona career. I think a lot of people on Twitter who watch a lot of Barcelona B games saying that he's a fantastic talent, and seeing him go is going to be disappointing. And he has been linked to Granada. And who's at Granada? Monchu. So wait and see what happens with Orellana. I think Barcelona do want to keep him. I think the fact there's no news on Oriol Busquets is very, very strange as well. We'll have to wait and see. He has a contract on the table for Barcelona. He can choose to accept it or not. Right now, he's leaning towards not accepting it because the club are not showing, ambition, not showing fight to keep him at the club, and that's giving him some doubt. So we'll wait and see what happens with Jandro Orellana. But one Barcelona B player that did sign a new contract a few weeks ago was Nico Gonzalez, having Miguel from AES. He came out saying that Nico Gonzalez is the great jewel of Barcelona's academy and is expected to make his debut later on today. Alejandro Balde is expected to keep his spot after renewing his contract. Raymond Nash and Alex Collado could also have a part against the game later on today against Girona. So we're going to see a debut for Nico Gonzalez later on today. I'm doing a live stream for that, so tune in for that. But yeah, he was the one that was chosen over Jandro Orellana in terms of priority to renew. He has more talent. He's more talented in the Barcelona, in the Barcelona youth setup. He's a great jewel of Barcelona's academy, and that's why they decided to keep him over Jandro Orellana. But they still want Jandro Orellana, so wait and see what happens about them. So yeah, great talent. Nico Gonzalez, I think seeing him later on today will be a big indication whether or not he can be in the Barcelona first team or not. With us, very unlikely to sign anyone else. Maybe we won't get another midfielder, even though Ronald Koeman is begging upon the board for another midfielder. He will get a lot of first team minutes next season, so his debut will be later on today. And I will be doing a live stream later on today, Barcelona versus Girona, live watch along at the Estadio de Johan Cruyff. I'll be going live around 10 minutes before the game. We'll watch the game together, so make sure you guys come tune in for that. Live stream is up, ready to go. Drop a like on it, go set a reminder. And we will see you guys, or I will see you guys later on today. Now, for the game later today, Miguel also came out saying that Frenkie de Jong, Antoine Griezmann, Clement Lenglet, and the new signing Memphis Depay are expected to play against Girona later on today. Memphis will play his first minutes for a Barcelona shirt. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Griezmann reacts and knowing that the door for his exit is still open. So the squad list did come out. I don't have it on the screen though, but Depay's in it, Griezmann's in it, Lenglet's in it, and Frenkie de Jong is in it as well. They've all been included in the squad list for later on today, and they will all four of them at some point make an appearance in that game. So excited to see Depay. Hopefully he gets them goals and assists. And another preseason game was confirmed later on yesterday, and that is the Joan Gamper against Juventus. It will be at the Camp Nou as well, and it will be the women's team facing the women's team and the men's team facing the men's team. So it will be 2 games that day, both at the Camp Nou. Of course, there will be a live watch along for that too. Hopefully, we can see Messi versus Ronaldo that day, but not looking too great. Not looking too great at the moment. But yep, Joan Gamper for this season has been confirmed. It will be against Juventus, and there will be fans at the stadium. Now, we heard reports, I'd say a week ago, saying that we can't have any fans at the Camp Nou, so the club would rather play the game at the Estadio de Johan Cruyff so they can have some fans there. But now the government have given the thumbs up for at least 20%, which Barcelona is still disappointed about. They thought they could get at least 50% in there because, of course, they want that money because, we're broke as hell. But 20%, that's around 20,000 people that will be at the Camp Nou, and this will be the first game at the Camp Nou since lockdown, since I think, what was that last game? 2-0 against Real Sociedad. Messi got a penalty like the 80th minute, then Jordi Alba scored like the 90th minute. So that's going to be exciting to see. Fans back at the Camp Nou, and it will be against Juventus, Messi, Ronaldo, hopefully. Someone's asking for the date. The date will be August the 8th. So not this Saturday, but next, I believe. I think so. I think it's not this weekend, but next weekend. That's when it happens. So August the 8th. So we'll tune in for that. It was 1-0 Real Sociedad? Okay. But it was still a Messi goal, so that's all that matters. So yeah, 20% fans at the Camp Nou, 20,000 people. Barcelona versus Juventus, Joan Gamper, August the 8th. And that's going to conclude this transfer video roundup. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash a like on the video, and of course, hit the subscribe button down below. Let me know your thoughts about everything that we talked about. Maybe I want to know about Jandro Orellana. What do you think about him? Do you think he'll stay at the club or not? And also about Illaix Moriba. What do you think his future is going to be? Far away from Barcelona, closer? Would you give him the money? Would you tell him to be fair on your offer that Juan Laporta is doing? And would you be concerned that if he does leave the club because he won't have that midfielder that Ronald Koeman wants? Moriba has the profile he wants from a midfielder, but of course he's very, very young, very inexperienced, and it's going to be hard to trust him throughout the season. But of course, leave me your thoughts about everything we discussed down below. And I will see you guys later on today. Probably we're at 2 hours and a half from now. We'll be doing another live stream for the live watch along, Barcelona versus Girona, Estadio de Johan Cruyff. Any updates about Messi? Messi, no doubt, he has a full agreement with Barcelona. They just have to reduce that wage bill first, and then they can announce it. If they announce it now and Barcelona don't have that room in the wage bill, he'll be banned until January. So he won't be able to play football until January for Barcelona. So it's like Barcelona are holding out on the renewal. But again, 100%, no, it is an agreement, no doubt about that. Will Jandro Orellana leave? It is looking very, very likely because, again, the club is not showing any, priority to him, not showing, we want to keep you 100%, here's the contract, take it or leave it pretty much. So it's up to him. We'll have to wait and see. Depay shirt number later on today, we'll see. I think it'll probably be number 9, but that won't be his official number, of course, but it's like one of the numbers available. So we'll wait and see. So yeah, I'll see you guys later on today at the Estadio de Johan Cruyff live watch along. It's up on the channel. You can set the reminder, drop a like on the live stream as well. I'll see you guys later on today. If you have any questions, you can ask me during that game. Because of course, the game preseason is going to be boring. Of course, first 45, we'll see Depay, Griezmann. That'll be interesting. But the second half will be quite dead. Barcelona B players. So join that live stream. Ask me all your questions there. I will be answering that. And I'll see you guys then for that. Take care, and of course, and as always, Forza Barca.
Barcelona.